3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Luke here, aka Quicksilver, coming at you live. The official beer, yeah. What's up? It's like they knew I was going to drink 16-ounce beers because it's just right there at the. It's just right there at the top of the head. I mean, doesn't that look like that was just? Should be on a magazine. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in. I'm going to use my swag. No, I've put everything off to the side. I started a list of everybody, which y'all can't see that, but this is my list of people that need swag. It will be going out next week. Sorry, but if you've been keeping up, obviously, I have a lot going on right now. So, and on top of that, on top of me switching careers, I'm trying to get ready and tie up loose ends at work. And then my manager, the GM of the store, his mother-in-law passed away. So he's been out of work for like 5 days. So one entire week of me trying to like get things kind of wrapped up and tidied up on my side has been taken away from me. So that even added to, just the stress of everything else. So excuse my voice. I guess it might be a little stupid. Because we have pollen so thick down here in Florida right now that it looks like freaking mist in the air almost. It's a little facetious, but you get the idea. All right, guys. So this might be one of the last time I do rates and residuals. For those of you that know, because I will be no longer in the car business now. Hey, what's up, George? What's up, Sandy? Nice. Cool. Yeah, this is my third charger too. So I read, however, depending on how life goes, I don't know. I might throw one in there every once in a while, maybe once a month. Because I might, I still have the hookup there at the dealership. And if he's willing to shoot me over the PDF of the rates and the residuals, I might just do a live stream and go over those with you. But meaning that I still have connections there, I'll still be doing reviews. Actually, I'll probably have more time to do reviews at the dealership now that I don't work there. If that makes sense. So, I'll still have some good content, maybe even more content coming. And for those that are hanging out now, I might get it a little bit later in the live stream, and I'll show you what just came in the mail. It's pretty exciting. I'm going to try to get the video done by tomorrow. It's going to be tough. Let's see. This is what I have to deal with. I worked till, 4:30 today all day, and then came home, had to go to the store, did the kid thing, and put him to bed, and here I am. So I didn't leave a whole lot of time for anything else. What's up, Tom Tom? So I haven't forgot about everybody. For those of you, if there's not a whole lot of people in here yet, but I'll say this for a couple times. I know it's been real. My email has just kind of just been, overwhelming. I can't really get to them right now. So what I'm going to try to do this time, I normally don't do deals on the live stream, but, if somebody wants me to try to work a deal, if I can have all the information, I'll see if I can do, do some deals live if people have been trying to get a hold of me and just haven't got through to me yet. Since this, I'm going to try to just be weaning away from that. And it's interesting because I'm going to have to go through all my videos because there's quite a few videos that I shout out my email and, I'll have to go back through and just, I don't know, put a card or something and say, just kidding. Not working in the car industry anymore. I don't know what I'm going to do, but we'll see how that goes. Well, since you asked about the programs, let me take a look and see what they've done for this month. I haven't even looked because it was just yesterday. Excuse me. Oh, man. Already getting tired. That's not good. All right. What do we got going on for the month of March? Hopefully something good. Hopefully they've made some moves here. All right. And where's that challenger at? Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't look like they moved a whole lot there. So it depends. This ain't SpaceX. Come on, MC996. Oh, is there a SpaceX launch going on right now? I kind of want to see that too. Let's just do a watch party. Dominic, what's up? All right, so yeah, the Charger looks to be pretty good. Yeah, probably the best. Ooh, yeah, probably the best it's been on the 19s, even for Scat Pack. Residual could be a little bit better, but it's not too bad. The Hellcat and the Challenger is looking pretty good. Still lower than the Charger. Scat Pack is still, well, they bumped up the residual, I think, quite a bit, it looks like. Yeah, the residual on the Scat Pack is actually really good, but the money is higher. So it depends on which one you're looking for, man. Challenger or Charger. The Charger is definitely a better deal right now. Who said that? Tom, any aggressive lease programs for Scat Pack or Hellcat? Yeah, Tom. So it just depends on which one you're looking for. What up, Frankie? Any info on a 2018 Trackhawk leases? Finding brand new ones for around 88 grand. Yeah, I mean, the leases are just bad on the Trackhawks just because they don't really move the residuals around that great, and that they're just so much money. So, you know how the Hellcat leases compensate. God, I'm trying to yawn here already. The Hellcat leases compensate because they bump the residuals so high, into the 60% range. And that makes the leasing attainable. But the Trackhawks are $10,000, $15,000 more than the Hellcat, and the residuals are in the 50s, or sometimes right around 50. So those two things right there just make the Trackhawks, they don't lease well. But I will take a look at them and just see. They're going to have to start moving them or something here pretty soon. I don't know what's going to go on. Sandy, yeah, you can shoot me an email. I mean, I'm sure they're going to slow down over time. And I'm going to eventually be able to get to them because I'll be, I'll have a lot more time at home, I think. So I can easily get through the emails once I'm not working 11 hours a day. Okay. First like, be patiently waiting. Yeah, I get. Oh, can be patiently. Yeah, so be patiently waiting. Tiny turtle. I need the power of the cat. It is a good power to have. It doesn't get old. Although I've been driving 160 horse. I don't know what is 160 horse. 160. Yeah, I've been driving the Scion all week just to make sure it's not going to break on me. So I'm trying to get all the bugs out of it. Excuse me, but so far it's been pretty good. Do you know what kind of oil when I get my Scat Pack oil change? I have 20 years. I know I said full synthetic. Yeah, it's full synthetic. So if you want the dealer to do it, they use a Mopar oil, or you just choose your poison. I'm not sure of the exact weight, to be honest, but your dealer can tell you that. But yeah, it is synthetic. House Productions. All right, you can do that. And for whatever reason, I've tried tweaking my notifications on Instagram. And sometimes I don't get the notification of a message being sent to me. So if I don't hit you up, give me a little bit. Although I don't prefer Instagram because it's hard for me to keep a conversation going. And if I need to copy something, or look at a picture or something, it doesn't let me enlarge it, and it sucks. So it'd be better for you to email me. Excuse me. Hellcat for 600 right now with no money down, like just up front. It's still going to be a little tough. You're probably going to be closer to 700 right now. Now, here's what this is going to come down to. The numbers are there to make it work. It's what the dealers are willing to give them up for. You got to think the 19s have only been out for, a few months. So they're not really wanting to just completely give them away. So I'll say that, yes, the numbers are there to get that to happen. It's just whether or not the dealer, you got to have to catch a dealer at the end of the month. They really, really, really want a sale because they're going to have to discount the car pretty damn well to get that. You got to think my $500 deal was $3,750 down, and I got a 69 and change thousand car for 61 and change. So that was a considerable discount off of sticker. But that's because the 19s were already orderable and I was getting an 18. So to get those deals, you might have to wait a little bit more till summer, but I can't say that just don't try, because dealers are out there to do whatever they can to make a buck. If you catch them in the right spot, then it can happen. I'm going to be clearing my throat a lot, I guess, and all that stuff. So I apologize ahead of time. What's up, guys that are joining in? Appreciate you joining in. All right, let me read through some of the comments here. Is the residual value they give you the actual buyout price at the end of the lease? Yes, because Chrysler Capital, I'm reading Dominic's, it says, is the residual value they give you the actual buyout price at the end of the lease? And yes, it is with Chrysler Capital. They don't negotiate residual values or what you can buy it for. There are some leasing companies that'll do that, but Chrysler Capital is not one of them. They used to be, but now they don't. Even to the point of stupidity, to where it's basically, let's just say that they screwed up the residual value and it's only worth, let's just say a car is worth 30 grand and you're willing to give them 32 because your residual value was 35, right? But now it's only worth 30, if that makes sense. So even though you're going to give them more money than what they're about to get at the auction, they still won't do it. It's just some policy they have now. So yeah, whatever residual value you have, that's it. Even in the case of my car getting back into, I was trying to get a diminished value claim. Well, I can't even get a diminished value claim because technically that would be changing the residual value of my car because it got hit. And they said, well, you don't technically own the car, and that's who has to make the claim, which is Chrysler Capital, but they don't change the residual value, so it doesn't matter. Which kind of sucks because I was kind of banking on that residual value to get me into another car. So it's a little tricky. But yeah, once they give you the residual value, like that's what you can buy it for, no matter what. What do you think about the new FCA plant? I mean, it's all good, right? I mean, I know I'm not going to be working for the company anymore, but I mean, growth in the United States, I think, is a good thing, no matter what it is, really. So I think it'd be cool. Thanks, Frankie. Excuse me. I'm getting numbers of up to $1,200 a month for a Hellcat lease with 3,000 down. So 700. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Somebody else just kind of said that. I think I got an email or something. They're like, yeah, everyone's telling me it's $1,200 a month for a Hellcat with like money down. I'm like, yeah, no, these people are trying to just rape you or something. Because then I ended up going through and doing a deal for him with no money down, and it was still like his high sevens or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I don't know where they're getting $1,200 a month from. That's like a freaking Trackhawk lease. Yeah, what Frankie said, run from the dealership. Russ, I just see a comment where you said on a Charger Scat Pack. I don't know what the I don't know if I missed your first comment or if it was way at the top. Yeah, same pose. Would you be able to provide more info on the stream? Okay, should I try anyway and have them? I don't know if you're talking to me or everybody else. All right, so I'm just gonna, now that I have everybody in here, or a decent amount of people in here, I'm just gonna kind of go over the rates and residuals, and y'all could pop in the questions, keep popping them in. So for 2019, of course, we're in 2019. The Dodge Challenger Scat Pack, still 36 months. The money factor is 0.00124, and I'm not sure what that was last month, but it's been in the 3 digits ever since it came out. So that means there's only 2 zeros, so 0.00 blank blank blank, which isn't the greatest. If you compare, let's see the interest 124. And if you guys don't know how to figure out an interest rate from money factor, it's you just times it by 2,400. So if we have 0.00124 times 2,400, it's 2.9. So, which is basically 3%. Now, in the grand scheme of things, it's not bad compared to, buying a car. But when you take a look at the Hellcat, that is 0.00012 times 2,400, it's 0.28%. So that's a considerable difference and makes a considerable difference on the payment. So that's why, even though it sounds like it's not bad, it could be a whole heck of a lot better. So the residual value, going back to the Scat Pack, so we've got 0.00124. The residual value on a 36 month is 59%. So that's actually not bad. So again, that's a 15,000 mile lease. Bump it up 2 points for 12,000. So it'd be 59, 60, 61%. And then if you did a 10,000 mile lease, it'd be 62%. So that's a good residual value. Anything when it's hitting those 60s, that's good. That's a good thing. The money factor could be a little bit better, but it's not a bad time to buy. It's just not the best time. And there's no acquisition fee on the Scat Packs. The Hellcat in a Challenger right now is 0.00012. We just did that, and that's really good. I think mine was 1.3 when I bought it. We just did that. It's 0.28% interest. I mean, it's like nothing. It's like $50 worth of interest over the whole entire lease. It's crazy. And the residual value on that is 58%. So just slightly less, but you're still getting into the 60s on a low mileage lease, which is good. However, they did implement an acquisition fee on the Hellcat, which is $595. So if they tell you there's an acquisition fee for $595, that is true. All right, moving on to the Charger. I'm going to scan the comments real quick. Talking to you quick. Should I try and have them run my credit? No. I wouldn't have them, that dealership that said $1,200 for a Hellcat, I wouldn't have them run your credit unless you can get them to tell you what the rates and the residuals are, like I'm doing right now. And if they don't match up, then, or they won't tell you, don't bother with them. As long as you know where your credit is, about where your credit is, then you can kind of convert these rates over. Now, obviously, all these rates are top tier credit, which usually have to be over 700 or have a really extensive, good credit history to get them. All right, so let's see. I walked in a couple dealerships and they were saying nothing. How is Ally rates compared to Chrysler credit? You know, it all depends on the month, and I can look it up if you really want to. But the Ally rates are always just going to be like it's rare that they're better than Chrysler Capital, but it does happen. And usually if it does, it's not by much. So I'm not a professional I wouldn't even consider myself a professional at this, but I guess I would. I'm not a professional at Ally rates. I tried not to focus on them too much because they can be just a little hairier as far as how they do things. Where Chrysler Capital is pretty cut and dry. But it really just depends on the time. It's going to be something that whenever you're ready to buy, you're just going to have to ask them to run both. Okay, we'll do. All right, so moving on to the Charger Scat Pack. It is the money factor is 0.00023, so good money factor. And the residual is 53. So you see what they did there? That's how they play with these numbers. So in the Challenger, it's a cruddy money factor, 0.00124, but the residual is 59%. So that's a huge difference from 59 to 53. That's a massive difference. So where you might see that money factor being good at first, 53 is not the greatest for an incentivized number because we want to be closer to the 60s, you know? There's no acquisition fee, however. They know they're hot still. The money's good, so the only good thing you can really say about that is the money that you're spending is not going to interest. It's really going to paying down the car if your end goal is to maybe buy it at the end of the lease. However, that residual still affects how much you're paying during the lease. So it almost just forces you to pay more upfront. So if you don't plan on buying it in a lease, then it didn't work out the best for you. It would be better to wait for a better residual. SRT Hellcat 0.00015, the best so far, outside of the 0.00012. So very close to the Challenger. And that's a 60% residual. So we're starting out at 60%. That's pretty damn good. So if you're looking for a 2019 Charger Hellcat, now is not a bad time at all to buy. Those numbers are very, very close to when I bought mine. I think when I got mine, it was 63 and it was 0.00013. So basically the same money factor and just a couple points higher on the residual. But I had to wait, 6 more months to get mine and find one that had been on a lot for almost a year. So if you really want to just get in on the 2019 and get it quick, it's a good time to do that. So, all right, Sandy, cool. Thanks for the super chat. And I will do that for you now. Excuse me. Just a second to pull this up. All right, so I'll get 68K out the door. Okay, do you know what the MSRP would be of that Hellcat? Because that is a major factor in calculating leases. You have to have that. The residual value has a lot to do with how, or the MSRP has a lot to do with how the residual value is calculated. Sandy, how much is the MSRP? You didn't know I was going to be singing to you, did you? I'm full of talent. Y'all hang around long enough, you'll see. I'm sorry if you hear my chewing. Well, that's the thing, Sandy. All right, it's going to be kind of ballpark because the residual value is calculated off of what you. The residual value is calculated off the MSRP. So if I don't know the MSRP, I can't give you a good good estimate. But we'll just say that with stickers like 72 or something like that, or 73. And you're doing a Charger? All right. 00015. Is an acquisition fee. You said 10,000? Yeah, and how many miles a year do you need? 10, 12, or 15,000? 10K? All right, so excuse me, 63%. You said 5K. Mm-hmm. Okay. 7368 Dodge 00015 595 10,000 5,000 down tax incentive tax incentives what was that rebate Depending on where you're from, Sandy. Forgot about that part too. And do you know what the tax rate is? Oh, you're in Florida? Well, damn, you should have just bought a car from me. I can get you one. I'm still going to be working for another week. Tell you what I just realized, that I don't have my good program here because it's a proprietary program at work. It should be under $600, but what I'll do for you is I'll verify this when I get to work tomorrow. I just realized I just freaking can't access that damn program at work, and that was before because I'm not at work. But I have another one that I use on the side, and it's showing that it's right around 575. But I don't trust it 100%. So what I'll do is, if you want to shoot me an email, just to remind me what I was doing, and I'll get it back to you in the morning, because I don't want to say that that's 100%. So keep in mind, though, if you're not ready yet, all this stuff can change as well. Yeah, I mean, $5,000 is a decent chunk. So 68 with that residual, yeah, it should be right there. It should be right there around 600, if not under, just under. So, excuse me. All right, I'm going to go back up to the top. Oh, excuse me. My God. Okay, I'm going to go back up under when Sandy started talking. Can you just contact these dealers about a lease and tell them you want to lease one for a certain monthly payment, for example, less than $600 a month. That is one way of going about it, because then that just gives you, that's almost a nice thing about leasing. If you know like what a decent deal is, then it is payment driven. Everybody in the business, if you're buying a car, will say never focus on the payment, never ever focus on the payment. Well, if you know what your payment should be, that's not such a bad thing to do, because they can work all the numbers they want to try to sell you a car, as long as you said I'll agree to buy this car if you can get me to this payment. Well, if you already know exactly at what all the other numbers should be to get to that payment, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, on a lease, it's even better, because if you take the MSRP and blah, blah, and you do the calculators and you talk to people and you know that getting this car for $600 is going to be a good deal with no money down or whatever it is, then yeah, you can do that. Matter of fact, that's kind of what I did. I had a, if you didn't watch my video or about how I pay $500 a month for a Hellcat, it was, I basically had an email template, legit, had my trade-in, what I owed on my trade-in, why I think the Hellcat 18 was diminished in value compared to the new 19s coming out, and why I should get 10% off. And I'm looking for a payment to be at $500 a month, so I get it. Don't take this as an insult. Hit me up if you need a car at the end of the month. I wasn't in a rush. You can't be in a rush if you're looking for a deal. You just can't be. And I hit up like a dozen dealers with this email. I found all the old cars sitting around, and that's just how I did it. So yeah, absolutely, you can do that, as long as you know that the one you're getting is going to be a good deal if you get it for that price, which I did. I knew that if I got that car with this amount of money down and it was $500 a month, that was going to be a hell of a damn deal. And that's what I got. It just took a little bit to get it. Quicker than I thought, though, to be quite honest. I mean, I didn't even realize it was happening. It happened so fast. I was like, holy crap. All right, so I was quoted 0.00060 and 59% residual, $890 a month. Is that any good, Dominic? A little bit more information, depends on your credit and what you were looking at. What is the lease rate on a 2019 wide body Challenger Scat Pack, 10 miles? Do you know the prices? All right, so the lease rates I just went over earlier, and they're no different for a wide body. The wide bodies kind of suck for leasing, because there's just $6,000 right there of unresidualized money that they don't take into consideration. So on a lease, every $1,000 on the price of the car is usually about $25. Let's just say $25. So the wide body kit's $6,000. So, if you have a decent deal on a car, now you're stacking on $6,000 onto that, which is $150, right? Around. So you got to consider that, and that's what sucks. But there's all kinds of prices out there for wide body, but I mean, they're pushing $50,000 now, depending on the options you get. But to give you an idea on the rates and everything, the Challenger Scat Pack is 0.00124 for the money factor and 59% for a 15,000 mile lease. So if you're doing a 10,000, it would be 62% residual. Let me go down. It was a 19 wide body Hellcat. So no, the Hellcat wide body, obviously the Challenger is good right now. It's 0.00012. So it depending on credit score is 700, then yeah, they were just bumping the rate. And you can't blame these dealers for doing that. It's their job to make money. But they don't have to bump the rate. And that's kind of what I've been doing for everybody, is telling them that you can negotiate to these numbers, because that's actually what they're buying the rate at are these numbers. So if you went back to that same dealer now, that 00060 should be 0.00012. So that's quite a bit lower. So, I mean, you can use that to your advantage there. And then let's see, you said 59%, and that was on depends on how many miles a year too. It's 50. It's 59. Just doesn't make sense right now. Of course, I can't remember what it was last month, but it's 58% for a 15,000. So 2% more for a 12, and 3% more for a 10K. All right, so I'm going to go back here to ATX. Let's see if he said anything back. Nope. All right, Johnny, hey, how are you? Just started watching your videos about 2 weeks ago. Love your information. Thank you for that. Just got home about 2 hours ago with my 2018 leftover Hellcat Charger. Oh, really? Oh, Challenger. Yeah, really? Nice. Sweet. Good to hear that, man. Welcome to the club. You just need to get one of these cool glasses now. It's almost time. All right, same thing. I was thinking 10K is long for lease, 10K is miles, Miami, Florida, not ready yet. Why are you not going to be working with? All right, Wilson's Journey says, why are you not going to be, if you're still in here, why am I not going to be working with them anymore? If you caught my last live stream, I mentioned that I'm not going to be working with the company. And for anybody who doesn't know this, there's been somebody who's been after me for over a year to try to get me to work for them. And I denied them the first time because I just started in the internet manager position that I currently hold, and I wanted to see how it went. Well, he hit me up again about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, probably now, and said, hey, man, you sure you're not wanting to come over to help me out? And the offer that he gave me was just, it was something I couldn't pass up. It was more time with my family, a lot more time, a lot more freedom, and a whole lot more money. So I never had a problem with Wells. They've been great to me. It's a good place to work, laid back, really good people. But I can't pass up more time with my family, more money, free health insurance, free cell phone, tablet, laptop. I mean, you name it. And then just kind of dealing with government reps. What I'll be doing is I'll be handling communications for first responders on the East Coast of Florida. So they set up the network that first responders use. So if you've ever seen them use a radio or a two-way, walkie-talkie dispatch for 911 and everything, this company sets up those networks. And I will be one of the account managers maintaining the government accounts on the East Coast of Florida. So that's what I'll be doing. So the cool thing is I'm going to try to do some video of that, see if anyone's interested. But this also might mean if I get a lot more money that I might actually start doing power mods to the Hellcat, which would be cool. And also give me a little bit more time for reviews. So it's not like I'm just going to quit the channel. Excuse me. I just won't be doing a whole lot on car buying advice. But there might still be things to talk about here and there, but it'll definitely be more focused on my cars now that I have 3 of them. I've got a Scion TC now that I'm going to be dailying for commuting. I'll be able to work on my Miata a lot more, and then I'll probably be able to work on the Hellcat. So I'll have a bunch of cars for the channel. So don't go anywhere, guys. It's just there's a life change, and I hope you guys stick around. Okay, so credit score is 710, but thin. Income is about 2,400. My only expenses are rent, 300. Would thin credit keep me? Yes. So he says, would thin credit keep me from getting approved for a Hellcat lease? Yes, it would. Leasing is a very credit driven thing. I have a lot of people hitting me up, hey, I just started with credit. I want to get a Hellcat in a year. I'm like, look, man, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything for you guys, but leasing is a tough thing to do. They want you to have car credit for like a while. They want you to have a substantial credit history. I'm not saying don't try, but don't expect golden nuggets either. Just know your own credit score. I guess there's 2 things you can do. If you go to any dealer and they run your credit, ask for a copy of the credit report or your credit score. You don't have to get the report, but they can get, by law, if someone runs your credit, you can get your credit score. So you know what you're working with the next time, or why they gave you the rate they did. Because you might go to Credit Karma and all those BS sites, but please don't use them. They're all garbage. Then your Credit Karma will tell you have a freaking 740 and they run your credit and it's actually a 680. Well, that's what you need to know, is what the dealers are actually running your credit at. So that's the best thing I can recommend. Definitely try it, but don't expect when they tell you you might get a higher rate or not get approved, then yes, a thin credit file would definitely keep you from getting a lease. All right, sorry guys, I'm trying to scroll through the comments and hit everybody up. What do you think about me paying $638 for my lease, Charger Scat? I think we've been talking, right? I think that's you that we've been talking via Instagram, and I kind of gave you my thoughts there. But a lot of things depend, man. Depends on when you bought it, how much it was, what your credit was like, and all that. So, but it's some of the 392s. If you got in the last couple months, they were leasing almost as much as freaking Hellcats. It just wasn't a great time to buy them. What's up, Florian? You're welcome, Sandy. Going the used route on Hellcat or ZL1. Nothing wrong with that, man. They're good cars, man. They've proven themselves. Like, anybody that bashes a Hellcat is just stupid. I mean, I've seen them. You see them all over the place. I mean, just people just beating the crap out of them, and they're not in the shop all the time. So they're tried and tested, man. You find a good, clean one. One of my friends on YouTube just bought one himself. It's perfect. I think it had like 15,000 miles on it, or almost 20,000 miles on it, and got a good deal. Just having no problems with it. Ivan says, I plan on getting a Charger Scat Pack and plan to keep it. Should I lease it and then buy it, or get it and then buy it from the start? So that would all depend on the deal that you're getting on the lease. If the money factor that we talked about earlier, the interest rate is low enough, so the residual value won't really matter at that point. It's all about the money factor. If you plan to keep it, and you're already committing to, okay, I could just buy this if I wanted to. The residual is only affecting your payment during the lease. So what you need to focus on there is the money factor. So if it's low, like under 1%, then basically all you're doing is giving yourself 3 years or whatever to decide on whether or not you want to keep it. So life changes. You never know, right? But if you are, after 3 years, 100% good to buy it, all you did was pretty much just make it a longer term loan, if that makes sense. Because now that could, at the end of the term, you could just say, okay, well, I want to pay it off in 2 years or 3 years. Well, then overall, it was still about the normal length of a car loan, 6 years or whatever. But you didn't pay any interest for the first 3, right? Does that make sense? So it's not really a bad idea to do that. All depends on the deal you're getting. If you plan to do that, just try to get it where the interest rate or the money factor is as low as possible, and then you'll be good. There's not really a good way or a bad way to do that, because if you buy it from the get-go, you're going to be paying interest on it. Like 3%, 4%, or whatever, 5%, depending on your credit. But you're not paying on it as long. But when you do the lease, you're doing 3 years with hopefully no interest or little interest. But then at the end of those 3 years, depending on your residual, if it was good, you've got more to pay at the end of those 3 years. So you're going to have a hefty payment. It's going to be more than what it was when you were in your lease usually. So it's just a numbers game, really. I hope I didn't confuse you too much there, or myself. All right, so planning to easy, but that's not a good deal. Which can we get up 350-400? If I get down, let you drive. Okay, Tiny Turtle Trucking. I don't know if you're still in here. I just don't see the value of putting like $5,000 down and limiting your drive to a certain mileage, or why not buy? Okay, so I mean, I could do a whole video. Oh wait, I already have done like 3 videos on why lease over buy. And I kind of just said that a little bit in what I just said. It just depends on what your end game is. And you have to know that. I think you have to know that going in. The reason I started leasing, I was just like you and a lot of people here maybe. Well, I mean, a lot of my channel likes leasing, but I like new things every few years. Most of America trades in their car every couple years. Well, all they're doing is technically paying the depreciation and a crap ton of interest, because all the banks stack their interest within the first year or so of loans. So you paid a crap ton of interest, barely paid off any of the car, and now you want to trade it in. Well, and I'm not saying you're going to do that or anybody's going to do that, but I'm just saying most people do that. So if you know that you're going to change a car in a couple of years, oh, here we go. Hang on. Stupid allergies. Then leasing might be for you if you can get the interest rate to nothing, because you didn't pay any interest, unlike somebody who bought it and then trades it in 3 years later. Oh my God. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do this. I knew I wanted to be able to get something new every few years. So that's why I went leasing. Obviously, if you want to keep it till the wheels fall off, then you probably don't want to lease. It's just that simple. And it's obviously not for people that have a mileage restriction. Excuse me, I drive 2 miles to work. See, this is where life can change, though. Oh my God. Y'all are seeing me die on TV. I drove 2 miles to work and back. 10,000 miles a year was fine for me, and I had a toy car. So I wasn't worried about the low mileage lease. Every single car I've had in the last 3 years, or 3 cars I had, and I kept them for at least, 2 years, I drove less than 7,000 miles a year. So I knew all that information going in. So it was the perfect fit for me. If you're up in the air about your job and you've only been there like 6 months and you don't know where you're going to go and you move all the time, well, then leasing might not be for you. Bottom line. All depends on the person. Nobody can hate on leasing. Don't hate on buying a car and don't hate on leasing a car. It's just for 2 totally different people or 2 totally different situations. That's it. That's all it boils down to. As long as you get a good deal on the lease. Whew. Okay, I made it through that one. I might need to go get another beer, guys. 30 people in here. I'm trying to get down. I see that. Frankie, I see it, man. Thank you so much. Let me get down to your comment eventually. I was trying to be fair to everybody and get down. Maybe I won't talk so much on the next one. Thanks for the congratulations, Wilsons. Tiny Turtle. It's all about the Benjamins. That's true. I'm going to die. Thanks, Ivan. Let me say, what's the money factor and residual for the Charger Scat Packs? Went over that at the beginning of the chat. Charger, it's pretty good. I mean, well, see, this is what I was talking about earlier. The money factor is good, but the residual is not that great. Scat Pack is 0.00023 with a 53% residual on a 15,000. All right, Frankie, how did the dealership make out with a 16 red Hellcat? Man, it's still sitting there. When y'all need to buy that Hellcat? It's only got 1,000 miles on it. All right, scrolling down. Never go sign. The 5 likes still way short. How long do Hellcats normally last? Shoot, they're still going. They've only been out since 2015, and people are just still racking them up. They're not sitting in junkyards yet. George, what are they going to do about the 2018 Trackhawk sitting? I don't know, man. We just talked about that earlier in the live stream. I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do, because there's going to be a whole bunch of them sitting out there. There's not a whole lot of people that want to buy a $100,000 SUV. And if they do, they're wanting a Bentley, not a Bentley, but a Mercedes or a Jaguar or a BMW, not a Dodge or a Jeep. So I don't know what they're going to do, man. But I'll tell you what, if they bust out some decent leases on them and I'm making some, good money, say better money, I might just snag one myself. I think I could negotiate a good lease under $1,000 a month with around 6 or 7K down. Jesus. Yeah. I wouldn't put that much money down. Now, I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about a Trackhawk? Yeah, Trackhawk. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably close. Yeah, you might have to put that much money down on a freaking Trackhawk lease. God, it was the last one I did. I think it took like $9,000 to get around 1,000. So, I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I'd have to just run the numbers tomorrow. Russ says, what's a good way to know your credit score? And, I might do a video on this because there's a lot of people out there that might not know the best way to look at credit or understand credit or how it relates to the car business, maybe. I might do a video on that. Actually, I'm going to do a video on that one day because I said I was in an old video. Honestly, so far from my personal experience, let me see what the name of the app is because I think it's Experian. Experian. If y'all have a smartphone, which I hope you do, and you're not living in the 90s, Experian. See if I can actually get into this one here. Here's what I'm going to do. Oh boy, hang on. If y'all can see that. This one right here. I'm going to, shoot, I can't do the focus. Anyway, it's, did I say Experian? Yeah, Experian. It's a little E with some bubbles around it. I used to pay for Experian, like a monthly fee, like $8 a month or something like that. Ooh. Okay, here we go. We're back. Are we back? Yeah, there we go. All right. I used to pay like $8 a month for that, and it would tell me my actual credit score, and it would be pretty relevant to because I was building my credit back up, and I did it for years. I paid him that for years just so I could keep track of my credit, always know what my score was, and it was accurate. Well, I got everything I wanted. I got my house, I got my car, I got my wife's car, I got this, or refinance that, whatever. I did everything I wanted to do with credit, so I just decided to stop paying them. But they're like, oh, well, you can just keep our free app. You won't get your credit scores or your credit reports every month, but you could still check your credit score. And I was like, oh, for free? Okay. And I kept it, and this damn score stayed the same. So if you don't want to pay for something, download that free app. It seems to be relatively accurate, way better than Credit Karma or any of them other ones. They're just garbage. They make up their own score. The credit score that they're giving you, if you read the fine print, is some crazy stupid model that they made up. They're like, this is your Credit Karma score. It's like not even a real credit score. So that's what I would do. Oh my God. All right. Sorry, I talk too damn much, but I try to be thorough, guys. I try to be thorough. I hope you like me for that. And I'm going to go get another beer here in just a second once I get to Frankie's question. You lease your wife's car, not your race car. Huh. I do both. Exactly, Slim. All right, so Frankie, 2019 Charger Scat Pack, 46 to 47 MSRP. So what could a lease deal look like with 0 down and with 4K down? First of all, thanks, Frankie, for the super chat. I'm going to do you one better because I honestly, like I said earlier, I don't know if you were in here yet, but when I said I was going to be working deals live, I realized that I didn't have my program here to freaking do the ones that I actually trust that I'd use every day. The program is only on our servers at work. So do you have my email? If not, I'd rather just do your personal email tomorrow and tell you what it would be. Let me know if you've got my email. I think you've emailed me before. And I'll let you know. TT Gallardo. What's up, man? Yellow Viper Man. Goins. What's up, man? Long time. Hey, man, quick question. Do people who don't pick up an ordered car get blacklisted by that dealership typically? No. God, I hear my baby screaming in the background. Yeah, hit me up with that, Frankie. Just shoot me an email right now or after the live stream or whatever. No, they don't get blacklisted. I had people that order, and if you had a legit excuse, why you had to not pick up your car, that's one thing. Now, If you didn't pick up your car and then you wanted to just order another one, they probably won't do it. Unless they get like a major non-refundable deposit or something. Every dealership's different. Oh, 07 C06 VAT. Trackhawk lease 5K down. Well, let me see what the Trackhawks are doing right now. Let me just take a peek. It could be complete trash. Ooh. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they're trash. That's going to be bad. Let me see if I can get an idea here. No incentivized rate. Of course, it depends on the Trackhawk that you find. And what? Excuse me. And what someone's willing to give or sell it to you for. And how much? $5,000 down. Yeah, that's it's about what I was thinking. Oh, residual. Yeah, no residual. Oh my God, guys, I gotta go get another drink. It's killing me. Oh man, yeah, that's about what I was thinking. So that's about right. About $1,500 probably. I'd say right between 13 and 1,500. Of course, not knowing the MSRP, not knowing what they're selling it for, and all that kind of good stuff. All right, hang tight for just a sec, guys. I'm gonna go grab another beer and show you what I've got in store for tomorrow's video. So you might be looking in that box that's the size of me, and I'm 6'2". Well, if you've been keeping up with some of my videos, you might have a good guess of what it is. Ding, 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 ding. I was going to give something away, but hey, I haven't been good with sending the giveaways. Yes, that is my splitter in that box. Hopefully it is all in one piece. And if I get drunk enough, maybe we can open it together if it gets boring and there's still some people around to see if it is in one piece. And I have something else. I did not just get a splitter. I have something else as well. It's a secret. I might save for another video. It all depends on how the splitter install goes. All right. Yes, Young T. Did you sell the Octane Red? It's SELL, sell. Sorry, that's just me. Yes, I did. Finally sold it. Somebody had 2 Chargers, a wife and a husband. Oh yeah, a wife and a husband both had a Charger, and they traded in both Chargers and got that Scat Pack. Finally. Dominic, how much is the red Hellcat? 53, right around 53 and change. It has 1,000 miles on it, and it's freaking mint. I mean, it really is. Everybody thought it was a new car when we brought it in because it's literally been in a garage its whole life. 2016, Harman Kardon, brass monkey wheels, sepia interior, sunroof, all the good stuff. So, all right. Sandy, unfortunately, I don't have any inside info. All the inside info comes from freaking forums and, guessing and stuff like that. But I'll be interested to see what they do and if they do a wide body and all that kind of good stuff. So you can only just kind of hope and pray, see what happens. Looking down the chat here. Jay, I will say that getting approved for a used one, a thin profile is better than bad profile. At that point, it's going to come down to down payment and income. So, you got enough money down or income to support it, you'd have a better chance of getting a used one, I would say. But it had to be probably a substantial down payment. Would I be able to share the number for Frankie's question on the scat? Yeah, I mean, most of my people are in here, so I'll just give you my email. Just shoot me the same question. This is kind of like my last hurrah of giving my email out, and just shoot me the same question. And if you've got the last 8 of the VIN number and all that of the car that you want a question on, just include that in there. Double shot for every super chat, so we can get that box open faster. I don't know about a double shot, but I do have a little bit of vodka and tequila out, but I think I might have to make it $10. I don't know, whatever. We'll see what happens. Wicker bill. No, not a wicker bill. I'm not sold on the wicker bill thing. Like, I can appreciate it. Like, all right, cool, modifying the car. But it's not my style. That's just me. Frankie, what did it run to have the stripes put on your car? They go with the perfect reason. I ask. The Hellcat I might buy has the satin hood. Not a fan. I like the stripes much better. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan either. It was about $250 for the kit and $200 to get a guy to put it on. You can get it from, give me just a second, automotorstripes.com. And they have the pre-cut kit. And for a lot of cars there. And it was really good quality. It's 3M, so it's the best, best stuff out there. Excuse me. You want to get the dry kit. They offer like a dry one and a wet one. You want to make sure whoever's, it's way more important to get someone who knows what they're doing putting it on. So make sure you find somebody that knows what they're doing to put it on. Because he did a freaking great job. I mean, they look great, and they're all tucked in. Big thing for me is, if you ever noticed, next time you see a factory car with stripes, go look at them closely. They usually don't go all the way to the very end, or they don't tuck in to like the plastics and the seals and stuff like that. They just stop. I don't like that. These kits overlap so you can tuck them, and it looks so clean. So you never see a break in the stripe. They get tucked in behind the seals, and he uses like a little rubber knife to get them in there, and it's so clean. Rebel numbers. Rebels aren't that great, to be honest. I did one the other day, and it was 672 with up fronts, and that was like I think it was about a $52,000 Rebel, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not the greatest. All right, good. What do you think of the cloth seats in the Hellcat? Are they the same cloth seats in other trim levels? Yeah, it's Houndstooth. So Houndstooth is in all the other Chargers and Challengers. So it's, I mean, if you don't like leather, it's not the end of the world. I actually didn't care for leather until I got the well, shit. I think my Dart had leather. Excuse me for a second, guys. This sucks, but my allergies. It's live, baby. When I got my Dart, I just, I was going to own a Dart. So I was like, well, thing's a turd. I might as well make it as nice as I possibly can. And I had leather in that. So before that, I could care less about leather. And the Houndstooth is like a really durable one. It's got a pattern in it, and it's really it seems to be really tough. Yeah. I mean, I live in Florida. Exactly why I didn't care for it. I live in Florida, and it was freaking 120 degrees when you leave your car in the sun, and you get in and you just burn your ass on it. So and then if you wear shorts or something and your skin just happens to touch it and it's sticky, but I've come to kind of like it, with kids and stuff like that, and spilling things on it, it just wipes right off. And, so there's some pros and cons, of course, to both. So, and then, when you start buying the premium cars, they just have leather in them. So there's no really getting around it, which is actually kind of neat that they did add the cloth option, because some people just don't care about leather. They actually prefer cloth. And if you can save yourself $1,500 by getting something that you don't, not getting something that you don't care about, that's great. Yeah, demonic red interiors. I'm a little partial myself. All right, so we made it an hour. I've got 18 people hanging on for me. Who wants to open up the splitter? You guys would see it first, right? There is no factory splitter for the Charger. So yeah, it's aftermarket. I'm big into detailing my car with ceramics wax polishes. Yeah, I have a video on how to wash your car, and I use Adams polishes. I probably got about $500 worth of crap from them. The ranges from the foam cannon to the 2 buckets and all the interior stuff, exterior stuff, the wax, detail spray. The only thing I haven't gotten into yet is the ceramic coating, because I would rather just leave that to professionals. But yeah, I take care in detailing the car when I can, for sure. Hellcat least possible. Thanks for the shout out, Tony. Hellcat least possible for 550. Yeah, anything's possible. Just money down. 550 is going to take a decent chunk right now. You thinking about Charger or Challenger? It's a weird looking peanut M&M. I'll eat it anyway. Charger. Well, ish, depending on where you're coming or, where you live and all that stuff. I'm just going to take at least $5,000 because I think I did one. The one I did earlier was $5,000 and it was 550 ish, it was in between 550 and 600. Of course, depends on the sticker price of the charger and everything too. So there's a lot that goes into that. Well, that's true. Goins, you can look at that two different ways. You can look at the fact that a red eye is always going to lease way worse than a regular Hellcat because you've got $11,000 difference between a red eye and a regular Hellcat. So if you're listening to the earlier part where every $1,000 of a lease is like $25 in payment, what's that? $275 more a month. So, if you're barely getting a good deal for $600, now you're $900. Some people don't want to do that. It almost looks like the phone made a Q right there, like a QU, doesn't it? QU. Just kidding. It looks like QU. Are we ready to open the splitter? Or does nobody want to do it? I won't really be able to talk much. I don't know if you guys will hear me or not, but I hope it's still in one piece. Anybody got any other questions for me? Close that of my window here. Charger ACR. That's some old school stuff right there. Rip the box open already. If you fight for, can a dealer lease a Charger Hellcat under invoice? Absolutely. Or at least mine. Like 7 invoice was like, mine was nearly $5,000 under invoice because I could pull the invoices. So I had the invoice on my car. I got it somewhere. But the invoice on my car was, 66 something. I got mine for, 61. Mine was under employee price, not dealership employee price. Like you work in the factory price. It was like almost $1,800 less than that. So yeah, you absolutely can. That's how all these people are getting good deals. How do you get monetized? You gotta have 1,000. You gotta have 1,000 subscribers. You gotta have over 4,000 hours of watch time in the last 12 months to get monetized for YouTube. All right. There you go. It's just finding the right dealer. That's it. Finding the right dealer that have either already hit their numbers or they need to hit their numbers, and they don't mind losing money or basically breaking even, or I'll tell you what actually might have helped my situation a little bit, because I had a very clean trade-in for them as well. So even if they lost a little bit of money on my deal, but it got them that number, to help get them their bonus from Chrysler, well, and they got my clean trade-in that they can make money off of, then that was a win-win for them. So that's how you can work those deals. Well, if they're telling you there's any incentives on a red eye, they're lying to you, for one thing. You don't want to lease an SS. Have you driven one compared to a Charger Scat Pack? You must have not driven one. I fucking eat Camaro SSS for freaking breakfast in my Scat Pack. And they're like a tank. You can't even see out of them. And they're only 2 doors. Well, you can get military. Okay, that's about the only one you can do. I'm just talking about like regular rebates for normal people. Yeah, now Queen City Mopar, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Slim, on one of my last videos, I said, when's the best time to buy a car? That kind of a thing that I've been saying is that old adage is true, but to a certain point. So they've got to be near their number. So like you said, end of the month, 30 minutes before closing, best time to go. Well, yes and no. If they're not anywhere near their number, they don't give a shit. So it's not going to help them to give it away. Only if you are that last car they need to get to their number, then yes. Or if they've already hit that number and then they're just in the mood to just go ahead and sell another one because they just made so much more money, then yes. But it doesn't work every time. So you can't go in with your thing hanging out your pants thinking you're the boss, unless you really know. You'll be there till 2 a.m. That's true, Goins. Yeah. I mean, I had all my paperwork done before I got to the dealership. And actually, the way I do deals at my dealership is I try to get all the paperwork, all the driver's license, registration, insurance, and everything done before they even get there. That way, they can just sign and drive. Now that only takes like 15 minutes if you do it that way. All right, so are we ready to open it? Are we ready? Somebody just said rip it open already. It's probably not going to be that. It's probably not going to be that exciting to see it off the car. It's just going to be like a big piece of plastic. But what else are we going to do? Here we go. All right, let me find one of my knives here. Oh. You see your hand. That's not a knife. All right. Don't know how this opens. Ah, there it is. That's how it opens. That's what, yeah, it kind of looks like a boomerang. Yeah, that's good. I have quite a few of those knives. Anybody who can guess what those are, I'll send them something. Oh. Could y'all hear me? This is really tough to do. Okay. Goins got it. Only y'all know that now. So this is actually pretty nice looking. I don't know how it looks from there. You see that? All right. So this is an SPR splitter. So it's actually one of my favorites just because it's not like super crazy, but it does contour along with the, with the bumper itself. And it's got a little bit of a beveled edge on it, which actually looks good. I don't know if you can see that there. So it's curved just a little bit. It's got their logo, SPR, or SPR is Splitters PR. I think it's Splitters from Puerto Rico, basically, is where they are. And you can catch them on Instagram. They have a lot of nice looking stuff. But it's pretty damn thick. This is probably a good, I don't know, 3/8 or 1/4 of an inch. I mean, it's pretty good size. Seems like a good material too, not like, super cheap feeling or anything like that. It feels good. I didn't get the carbon fiber one because I didn't want to pay $350, and nothing's carbon fiber on my car either, so I didn't care. So this has just kind of got like a texture to it, so it's like a matte finish. It still has a little bit of satin, which is going to go kind of along with the stripes and everything. And underneath is smooth. So it's almost like they textured the front on purpose. See, it's got that little glare there, which is nice, but it doesn't really do that too much on the back. So you can see it curving there. So I think that'll be pretty nice. I'm excited to see that on the car. All right. Yeah, you like how I went and got my knife? I got a whole damn closet full of those kind of knives. That was just a little joke on my part. I'll probably get banned from YouTube or something showing that kind of stuff. Fuck it. This is an AR-15 I built. Sorry. If y'all are going to fucking unsubscribe from me, now's your chance. Because I love my guns. All right, so where were we? What other live stream can you look at splitters, beer, and guns all in the same one and get car advice? Shoot it open. Yeah, that's what the joke was. I was going to kind of do that. All right, so where are we at here? Camo colored? Yeah, no. Walking last name. Shoot it open. Those pages going to make so much now for us. Yeah, I have one of those lives too. Yeah. Can't wait to see him at Daytona Open Track Day. There we go. It does kind of look like a boomerang. I'm from Durango. Yeah, Durangos look pretty sick, man. My wife had one. Literally ordered an RT, but ended up going to Pacifica because the deal was just way better. And we have 2 kids. Diffuser fins, yeah. So you won that. Yes, I got some diffuser fins too because that'll basically set off the whole car at that point. So I'll have the splitter. I'll have the side skirts, which I did keep from Easy Lip because I like the way they look and they still stayed on. And then I have the rear diffuser already. And well, let me clear something up. What do you mean by diffuser fins? Like the things that make a diffuser? Is that what you think? Okay. So no, that is not correct. So all right, guys, jump back in. What do you think it is? Nope, that's not what it is. You should know this. No, not canards. What do you mean drive planes? Like what is that? I don't know what that is. Drive planes are on the front fenders. Yeah, no, it's not those. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, thanks, Johnny. I hope it is going to look good. Not mud flaps, but I do plan on doing not mud flaps, but rock guards. But they are not rock guards. They're cosmetic. This is all cosmetic stuff. Back bumper things. Close. All right, one other look. Ready? Brandon, I like your diffuser. That's good. That's a good one. All right, so no one's got it yet. I can't believe you guys haven't thought of this. You guys are going to go, oh my God, really? How did I not know that? Not a spoiler. Y'all have until I find a picture of it on Instagram. How much do I know? How do I know so much about cars? I work at a dealership. And I've been working there since 3 years. Lux Auto Tint? Come on, man. You must not like my channel much. I've already got that on my car, man. All right. Time is narrowing down. It's not a very good picture of it, though, but you guys will get it. All right. 10 seconds. Last guess is 10, 9, 8, 7. I'm going to drink a beer. Car part. So what do you mean tail fins? Like what's a tail fin? Tell me where it goes. Tell me where it goes on the car. Yes, it is. Well, it's whatever this material is they made. It is probably plastic. Between the tips? No, that's the diffuser planes that he was talking about earlier. It's not those. Man, nobody got it. Tell us already. I was trying to see if somebody got figured it out so I can give something away. All right, so I'm going to do the autofocus thing. I actually don't know the technical name for them off the top of my head. I'll go in and show you what they called it. No, not the wicker bill. It's just a little piece of diffuser. It's not the diffuser, but it's the piece that goes right there behind the wheel that sticks out a little bit. So from the back of the back wheel to the diffuser. Like it's not a canard, but it's like a diffuser winglet type thing. I forget what they call it, but you see it? Y'all are going LOL. I've never seen that. Yeah, it kind of just because I already have the diffuser. So if y'all watch my channel at all, I would think you would know that. But yeah, so I've already got the diffuser right there. So I didn't have to make, I have to make my own diffuser or anything like that. I've got the icon diffuser. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah. I hated the look where you had to make your own fins. That was dumb. So this is basically going to take up that spot right there where there's basically going to be nothing on the car. I mean, it's kind of like a canard, but it doesn't go on the car. It's basically like a continuation of a side skirt for that little section there. Let me go back to Splitter's PR official and see what they called it. I called it the rear sides. He said front and rear in the sides should max. So he just, I just said rear sides, which is kind of what it is. So I don't know what the heck he calls it, but but anyway, that's what it is. Black. It's a black bumper thing. Yeah, I know. You kind of you came close. I know how I'll possibly bring this cat home. Yeah, that'd be good. I want to see you get a cat, man. So who came the closes? All right. I think I'll just probably do another number game. What can I do? I'm thinking, guys. You say you win a black bumper thing? I bet you do. You said between the tips, though, so you were thinking of that diffuser. You ain't fooling nobody. Can't blame me for trying. Yeah, that's true. No, I don't. I definitely don't blame anybody for trying. All right, so this might. All right, we'll do a little trivia. This is a little bit of nerd trivia. So you see the shirt I'm wearing right here, which is a kit shirt for Knight Rider, right? What was the company that Knight Rider worked for? Tell me what the company was that Knight Rider worked for. Y'all can Google it, I guess, or something. Y'all probably can, but whoever tells me what the company that Knight Rider worked for. There you go. All right, Johnny Rivera got it. Nice. I like it. It was an easy one, but you had to know. It's like you had to know. Did you honestly know that, Johnny, or did you Google it real quick? I just want to know. It doesn't matter, but I just personally want to know. Show my age. Hell yeah, I'm showing my age too. So you knew that. You knew that then. Oh yeah, I know. Me too. It was just such an awesome show for the time. Because it's like no matter what up, Giovanni? No matter what, David Hasselhoff does, he could punch babies in the face for the rest of his life. He's always going to be Michael Knight to me, and a lot of people. Just a small hero in our hearts. Yeah, Dukes of Hazzard was before my time, so you're really showing your age there. No, I'm just kidding. So I never got into Dukes of Hazzard. So. Oh, Queen City, you watched him too? Or you liked Michael Knight, you watched it? Or Knight Rider? I got down on some chips too. You probably got 10 years on me. Yeah, I guess that's about right. I did. Legit. I got down on some chips. I did. That was my jam. Michael Knight or Knight Rider and chips, man. That was good times. Didn't do the whole A-Team thing. I don't know why. Just wasn't my thing. Chips. That was a cool show though, man. They got some good stuff. Yeah, Mass Effect is my favorite game. Can you tell? I've got like stuff. I've got like a couple posters in the background, and yeah, I've got a Yeti cup of Mass Effect around here somewhere. Yeah. I'd probably say that that's definitely one of my favorite series of all time because I'm a super sci-fi type nerd and role-playing nerd and shoot 'em up, first person or third person type shooter, and that just combined a lot of that really well. And I just geeked out over those games. I loved them. I haven't made it through the last one, Andromeda, yet. I've been so busy with life that I haven't bought it. Or I haven't got through it yet. I'll sit down and play it for an hour here and there, and I just never can focus on it a lot. Maybe I'll have some time now that I'm switching careers. But nice noticing that. Did you just see the posters? Is that what you caught? There was a lot of good stunts and chips. Yeah, there was. Oh, who won that? Johnny, make sure to hit me up in an email saying that you won, because I got a list of other people I got to get everything out to. What about Cadillac and dinosaurs? Yeah, I watched dinosaurs for sure. What was Cadillac? What about Cadillac and dinosaurs? I remember dinosaurs. Yeah, I've seen some of the Chargers that have the like sequential thing in the hood scoop, and I'm like, all right, so that's dope in one way, but then like it's not a Trans Am. So it's kind of hard. I'm like pulled both ways. If y'all like Michael, it's just random though. Hang on a second while I'm talking to you guys. It's for y'all guys that actually do like, or guys, guys and gals. Let me see what has the guy's names. What's his name? I know I met a dude on the forums or on a Facebook chat randomly, and he legit has the like most accurate screen replica of Kit in the world. and it's freaking amazing. And he's a super cool dude, and he just bought a Hellcat, so he goes along with everything because he was hitting me up for help because I offered it on one of the Facebook sites, and I like clicked on his profile and I saw like he was standing next to like a kit car that looked like Knight Rider. I was like, oh, that's cool. He likes Knight Rider. And then I was like, holy shit, that's his car. And I was like, god dang. I started watching some of his videos of him like showing the car off and stuff, and it's freaking amazing. And we've been talking a lot, but y'all want to check out like the legit best kit car in the world, check out that guy's channel. It's pretty awesome. He has the sound effects, the turbine kicking in, like all kinds of stuff, man. It's awesome. Cadillacs and dinosaurs. Maybe I don't remember that then. What the heck? Maybe I don't remember that. Oh, it's a game. I thought it was a show. You said it was a cartoon. Oh, it is a TV series. Oh yeah, you got me. I've never seen that junk. It's legit got Cadillacs and dinosaurs. Okay. No, I've never seen that. What the heck? 1993, and that was when I was watching TV. Huh. Wonder how that skipped by me. I was about some Darkwing Duck and some Chippendale and Gargoyles. Man, what are we talking about? I got Cheers. I watch some Cheers every once in a while. I watched Cheers when I was like, nothing else is on, so I'll watch Cheers. That's how it was for me. Yeah, I never even watched the reboot, to be honest. I didn't. It was probably trash, obviously, if it just only lasted one season. How about the fall guy with the pickup truck? I don't know what you're talking about. All right, guys. Well, it's been great talking to you guys, as it always is. I don't know how I'm actually going to install this splitter. I don't even think there's instructions in there. Like legit, I don't think there's any instructions. So it doesn't look like there's any. Doesn't look like there's any holes either. So I'm assuming that it is just you're on your own. And it's probably going to be drilling and pop riveting or riveting it in, I guess. I guess so. Which that's kind of crazy. My gosh, it's Elise. They won't see it if I take it off. You know, everyone's freaking out about that because it's Elise, but I'm like 90% sure that I'm going to be trading it in, not turning it back in. So none of that's going to matter. Call MK6 guy. Nice. You must be watching some of the videos. Yeah. It's funny you say that because I actually did hit him up. I'm like, hey man, you want to come over and, help me install the splitter and, do some video? And he's actually installing an air ride on his VW. So if you want to check out a slammed clean VW, what do they call them things? GLIs, whatever the MK6 is. Check out his channel for that coming up because that's going to be pretty sweet. But he can't help me out. Oh, it was a Canadian show. Okay, well, that's probably why. Yes, and to answer your question, Goins. Yeah, I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of all that stuff, man. I'm just going to have a life now. Since my Miata, I had to take the tag off the Miata to put it on the Scion. I think I might make that more of a specific track car. And now that I actually have, not track car, but I mean, yeah, like autocross and things like that. And if there is a track event that I can just kind of hop in with my car, then by all means, why not? It's already got coilovers. I think the only thing I really have to throw on it just to be safe is a roll bar, $500 or whatever. And that'd be good to go. But yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have every weekend off. I'll be off at a decent time every day. I absolutely seeing myself making more driving videos and drag racing things and all kinds of stuff, and maybe even modifying the Hellcat. So we'll just have to kind of see where it goes. Yeah, I mean, you can put graphics on a lease car. It's no big deal. You just got to make sure you can take them off before if you turn it in. If you're planning on just turning it in, they will want the graphics off before you turn it in. Excuse me, not to change the subject. I have a question about cold air intake. Would it mess with the warranty? Usually the answer is no. But it's always up to the dealership on whether or not they want to be a bitch. That's something I told in one of my leasing videos. I just said, look, when you do modifications, you just want to make sure that everything is okay with the dealer when you're talking to them about it. Just be straightforward. Hey, man, do you guys care if I have an intake? Something happens in my car. Most of the time, they're going to just be like, nah, it's all good. From what I heard, a lot of people, my dealer's like, if it's before or after the engine, we don't care. So intake, exhaust, they don't care. You break that engine open, that's when they start caring. So to answer your question, I can say usually not, but that's going to be up to the dealer. That's good, Sandy. I've been looking at the same setup you did, JLT. Yeah, the JLT is good. I've liked it so far. I'll tell you what, one of the only reasons I chose it over the LMI leg maker, I was trying to think of the acronym. Is that what it is? Acronym? Is because it was readily available. So I was trying to get it for a track day like everything else. And LMI was not LMI, JLT was like ready to ship. Like they had one ready to go, could get to me in like 2 days. Price was good. Gave me a discount for being a member of the Facebook group or something stupid. And everybody liked it. So I was like, okay, cool. And because I had an LMI on my Scat Pack, the full cold air one, and it was great. But he makes them custom order. Usually he doesn't have a whole bunch just sitting around. So when you order one, you're usually waiting like a week or two to get it. So that's one of the only reasons I went JLT, but I'm really happy. It's good quality and makes noise. Yeah, absolutely. Lease equity is a real thing. I've done it multiple times with people that trade in their cars. They haven't been insane. Some people have $1,000 worth of equity, right around $1,000. Well, that just means that the leasing company did a good job on estimating. And usually people do a good job on estimating their mileage. But if you come in well under, like you're saying, then you're going to have equity. And don't let them, maybe you're going to, depending on what car you have to find the dealer that wants to buy the car, of course, because the dealer's buying the car is what they're doing when you trade it in. You just got to know the market. I say this in one of my leasing videos, you just got to know the market at the time you're trading in the car. Go do a Kelly Blue Book, NADA, whatever, get a good idea of what your car is worth. Then call your finance company, get your actual payoff if you were going to buy it out and compare the two and just know that going in. That way, you have this much equity or whatever it is, the dealer can always they're going to be the ones buying it. So they obviously can offer you whatever, but as long as you have a good idea of what you could get for it, then absolutely there's equity in leasing. Because I got a 30,000 mile lease and I'm going to use maybe 20,000. So I looked in the future, and not look in the future, but I mean, I looked up what a 3-year-old Charger Hellcat was going for, and it was about 48 to 49,000, and I could buy my car at the end of the lease for 44,000. So if the market stays relatively the same, I should have at least $4,000 or $5,000 worth of equity in it when I go to trade it in, which is easily down payment on a new one, or put a couple grand down, get a couple grand back. Do Mopar dealers know if you tune the car? Yes, they will. If something happens, I'll take that back. So like, if you have a tuned car, you just take it in for an oil change, nobody's going to give you shit. But if you have a tuned car and your engine blows up, they're going to know that you tuned the car 9 times out of 10. So I've heard there's ways that you can maybe get around it, swapping PCMs and things like that, but then the mileage doesn't really stack up, and I'm not a super expert in that kind of thing. But if you just keep the same computer and tune your car and blow up your motor and take it in, yes, they'll know. It's all logged in the PCM, because those are, unfortunately, which we're the performance brand, but yet we lock our PCMs down crazy. You have to unlock them or crack them or hack them to tune them. So that's completely easily readable when they plug in what they need to look at it. If you're ordering one by the end of the week, nice. As long as it's not Ally. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Ally leases, to be quite honest. So Challenger Scat Pack, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. You should have equity. Nice car. Yikes. All right, guys. Well, I'm about to have to go to the bathroom. It's going to be that time. Yeah, I mean, most banks are good until you don't pay them, So, all right. Well, if I don't have any other questions kind of pending, I might end this here pretty shortly. Sandy, I see your email right there. I'll get back to that on Monday. Have a great night. Thank you, Queen City Mopar. I'll probably shut this down here, guys. It's been great. Yeah, it's always good hanging out with you guys, even though it's just a few people. I know it starts off good and then kind of trickles down, and then the hardcore people are just hanging out to the end, and that's awesome. I hope you guys stick around, obviously, to see what's coming. If you're even slightly interested in the new career that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be trying to do some videos on that and see how that goes. And, might even create a second channel for it if there's an audience for it. But I definitely will keep the car videos coming. Obviously, the Hellcat, Scion, the Miata, just to kind of give a general, take on things. And if the new career does really work out the way that it is, there's definitely going to be modifications coming to the Hellcat then, because that'd be a big dream of mine to have a modified Hellcat, let alone a Hellcat, because then I can just take the plunge and know that I can afford to buy it, or, would want to buy it at the end. So that would be something that's happening. So again, thanks for hanging out, and shoot me an email, the people that needed something done. I'll get back to you on Monday. And thanks for hanging out. And until next time, we'll catch you then. Peace.